Basil is not for kids.
Listen, the people would have just heard it, and I've heard it a couple times. What the hell does it say Basil is not for kids?
What? Where are you saying?
Your opening song, it's like a child, and it goes, Basil is not for kids.
What are you taking shots at Kenny's 4-year-old daughter right now?
Is that true? Is that your 4-year-old daughter?
Yeah. That's my 4-year-old daughter saying this
so
show
funny.
is not for kids.
Oh,
Sorry
this
if her
show.
pronunciation
I swear
is
it was
not...
Basil. I was like, this kid hates herbs. This kid hates a top tier herb.
I'm glad someone's bringing it up. It is a little hard to parse. You can put it together kind of retroactively, but
I never
swear to God. Listen,
had an issue understanding it, but
Kenny, look, I'm talking now. If people are listening, don't tell me in whatever comment section these people have. Tell me that does not sound like Basil is not for kids.
yeah.
this show is not for kids.
I would love to see the comments come in like, what do you hear when Josie says the opening bit? Because, I can barely make it out.
Okay, my mind is being blown right now. Maybe everybody's been like too nice and hasn't mentioned it, but they're all like, "Yeah, we don't."
Well, I think they're just like, well, I guess this child hates Basil. I don't think people question it.
The important part, I think, is that you can barely make out like, oh, not for kids, and then they just go, okay. Because if like I was a kid listening to something, and then all of a sudden any voice says not for kids, I'd be like, oh, okay. I'll turn it off.
Because you have like a cereal that's like
up.
you have like a cereal over there, right? In your American country, that is like Trix or something. Trix is for kids.
We do have a couple cereals.
Yeah. We do have Trix.
Yeah, but like there's one that's for kids, and it's Trix, right?
Yeah, they're for kids, not rabbits.
So it's like the Basil is the anti-Trix.
They come to your house and
On the spectrum, is it more of a Basil or is it more of a Trix? How appropriate is this for children?
There are only two genders, Basil and Trix.
this show is definitely more Basil.
Is this show starting?
This is the show's going on. We're
Unfortunately,
already in it.
I think
Sorry,
yeah.
Are you gonna like introduce me or whatever? Do you do that sort of thing?
No.
Hey, I'm joined by Tom and Kenny, and I know what you're thinking. No, they aren't voicing SpongeBob. Am I right, everybody? You love that joke.
That's really good.
Do you do any voices?
I think I can do
Tom does my mom quite a bit.
yeah.
Excuse me? This show is not for kids. That's correct. This is like completely on the Basil end of the spectrum. Holy.
I've never put it together that our names are like the voice of SpongeBob and Ice King.
That's what you want to focus on right now when Kenny's just like, yeah, Tom fucks my mom.
He's just used to it at this point.
I don't want to give it away, but I have heard some of your other episodes. And there was one where you were talking to a Dan Thoreau. Is that how you pronounce his name? You were talked about SpongeBob for such a prolonged period of time, and none of you brought up the fact that your name is Tom Kenny, and that really irked me.
I've never made the connection. You're making us discover like a ton of stuff here in the first few minutes, which is kind of
Hey everybody,
crazy.
I'm Emily Rosa. I've made board game videos in the past, and that's me. Thank you so much for having me on your show, Shelf Stable. Support us on Patreon. Patreon.com/shelfstable.
You're doing our plugs for us.
You can find unedited versions of the podcast. I'm talking like there's at least 30 minutes extra content. And yeah, it's content that they decided isn't good enough for the show, but maybe you'll enjoy it. Maybe you're a piggy who just will eat anything up. And maybe you like that.
Now this is going to be in the Patreon.
That's right. Slurp it up, you little slop heads. That's what we should start calling our fans.
I mean, it's completely the antithesis of what your show is.
It's alliterative.
Your show is like the games that are quality and
honestly,
have lasted the test of time.
I'm proud
and you're
of that's
calling
why
them
I'm
slop
sharing
head.
it now.
Okay, please, both of you. I think Tom is onto something when he said this episode is going to kill me. Like the energy. So normally when we have guests on, the guests like they have like their own vibe, but it like leans more on Kenny energy. And right now, Emily, you're like leaning on the Tom side of energy, and 2 Toms versus 1 Kenny is like...
Okay, Kenny, shut up. Now I've got something I want to say. Because I listened to the Paula Deming pod that you did, like the pod you did with Paula Deming.
Yeah.
And it was like this beautiful, poignant little podcast about women in board gaming, and you made so many beautiful points, and it was like really nice to listen to. Gorgeous. No. I really enjoyed it. And then I thought, wow, I want to listen to like one of these other ones. There was like a little plug at the end where you were like, we don't always have guests. And I was like, I want to listen to one of these ones without guests. So then I put on like the latest one immediately.
Oh, no.
You know, like dogs with cones? What if you put that on your dick? What if you put that dick? What if you put that cone on your dick?
So I'm really glad you bring it up.
I loved it. The energy was so different.
You're hitting a weirdly recent sore spot with episode 62, because that came out just last week, and we were reflecting. We had at least one listener, and we wanted to take them seriously because they were like, "I'm not sure I'm down with all the sex jokes."
Oh, they'll hate this one. Stop listening, you.
Oh no. My opinion is always like, I don't think we really care if people like the episode, but I want to look back on the episodes myself and feel like we've done them to a certain level of integrity that I put ourselves to. And I felt like we had stooped to a level with Dick Cone that like, I was like, we don't need to do Dick Cone.
Stooped? You mean flew.
Okay. We soared. So I guess this is you're giving us the opposite feedback. Is that actually more Dick Cone is in order, perhaps? Okay.
Emily, for the uninitiated, who are you?
I love the idea of people not knowing who I am and having sat through all of that. I'm so sorry.
Well, their interest is piqued at the least.
Oh God, I hope not. So I'm Emily Rosa. I've made videos for Shut Up and Sit Down. I'm there still. But do I make videos? No. Does Tom say, Emily, make more videos for us, please? We love your videos. Everybody's asking for more videos from you. And I say, I may not be the most prolific person on the Shut Up and Sit Down, but also I could beat them all up. And that's just a fact. Like if I were in the same room as them, I could beat them all up. Anyway, I also will have a video for Halloween, and there'll be more videos after that. I'm getting better now. I had a little stalking situation. There were people who were stalking me. That sucked. But now I'm getting back on track and feeling better about myself.
I am sorry you had to deal with that.
What, the fact that I could beat them up? You don't have to be sorry. That's like sick as hell.
Welcome to Shelf Stable, a podcast celebrating board games that have stood the test of time. I'm your host, Kenny Katayama.
And I'm the other host, believe it or not, Tom Bowers. Today, the featured topic is Poking the Beat. Oh, wait. No,
That's good stuff.
There's a typo
That's really
here.
good.
Poking the bear, apparently. I don't really know what that means, but before we talk about that and what it means...
I've gotten so many DMs asking if that's something I do.
Let's just talk about some of the stuff we've been playing recently. But before we talk about stuff we've been playing recently, we should talk to our special guest this week. Emily, you already introduced yourself, so this is like all over the map. I have no fucking idea what to make of this.
That's good. I am glad that makes the cut in your head.
You're going to do the editing, right? Because your editing is some of the best on Shut Up and Sit Down. I
would gladly, if that's going to make Kenny feel better, I can 100% do that.
That'd be so good. But genuinely, I really do love the visual flair that you have in your videos. I feel like the other members, I think they do a good job in general.
Well,
Don't get me wrong.
I mean, Tom copies me relentlessly. He's copied me since I and he's admitted to it. It's 100% true. He's the only person that I know for a fact is going to listen to this, so I'm going to try and antagonize him as much as possible.
That's perfect. I thought about chiding him myself, but I'll just leave it to you on that, since he's your coworker and all. But no, I was going to ask. Oh wait, I was going to ask her a question. Kenny, shut up. No,
I'll be in this corner.
I just wanted to know if YouTube poop is a factor at all in your YouTube style.
This is the cruelest thing I've ever been asked in my life. What you bring me onto your podcast and then you're like, yeah, your stuff's like a good quality, but also is it like a response to trash? Were you influenced by like actual trash?
All done. Can I come
Hey,
back?
What is
I'm
this?
a YouTube poop respecter. Okay, YouTube poop is high art.
I was never that into YouTube poop. No, I'm so sorry to say that.
Oh, really?
I thought I was making quality things, and this is the saddest. I usually get like a Tim and Eric or something. That's like usually what people say to me. They say some nice things.
I feel like Tim and Eric was a huge influence on the YouTube poop subculture. So I just was curious if you had been exposed to it at all. Not so much that necessarily that it was your
Well, I've
main
been exposed to
inspiration.
it, but do I take creative inspiration from it? Not necessarily. Maybe it did. Maybe it's deep ingrained down. Maybe I'm a mess. Maybe like whenever I watch you know that Tim and Eric one, the Bububs bounce, I can't watch it without crying laughing. I can't watch that without crying laughing, and it is an issue. So maybe you're entirely right.
I mean, we could talk about Tim and Eric all night. I love Tim and
Come
Eric.
and make my bubs bounce. Oh my god, that's the best thing that's ever been made.
This is what
What's
I do. I sit on you.
What's the video with the woman that's just like 1, 2, 3, and 4? What the hell comes after 4 or whatever? Like that. Is that the one?
They're
or is
so
that something
good.
different?
I think that's different, but that's top quality stuff.
Well, I really like what you do, Emily, and I do not like the YouTube poops that Tom incessantly shows
Hey,
me.
thank you so much. Okay, why was I ever not on Team Kenny? Kenny's the good one.
We're in the middle of a game of like Cascadia, and he's like completely disassociated with what's going around the board, and then he'll like take his phone out and say, you have to see this right now so you understand the meme I'm referencing. And it's like a 15-minute video, and he's just like laughing the whole time while he's showing me the phone, and I'm just like, this is not funny to me. I don't know what to tell you, Tom. Emily, we have to know.
Yes.
Are you ready for your segment?
Oh.
All right, here's my first question for you.
I feel like I've totally messed up the vibes here. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. This is great.
Playing Two Rooms and a Boom with your friend Katie. Tell me, what was that experience like discovering the game for the first time?
Oh, that brings me back. Oh, how did you find out about that? Oh, this is
Okay, all
I'm trying to
right.
give you some
All
like
right.
hot ones type esque. Wow, that's like one of the best questions I've ever gotten.
You gotta let it simmer, okay? He gives you the slow balls, and then there's gotta be a
He's
other-
using like the
other-
3 videos I've ever uploaded, or like the 1 podcast appearance I've ever had, and he's like, I'm
Other
gonna.
guests were nicer about it. They were
No,
like,
I really appreciate it.
They were like genuinely like, how did you get that?
Yeah, it was good. It's a good game. It was a fun time. I remember. So listen, Katie was like, we don't talk anymore.
Oh,
because of Two Rooms and a Boom.
No, we just don't talk anymore because I probably have not responded. I've just been a bad friend, I guess. I just kind of leave people, and then we just like, fall apart. We just become distant. And I think it has a lot to do with probably my father leaving us at such a young age. My family, like my parents got divorced when I was very young, and I think that kind of makes me scared of having a connection with people, and I kind of just let people drift apart. Because I don't feel like I am enough for them. What was your question?
tell me about the yogurt in your fridge.
Okay, I don't think that's particularly all that interesting.
Okay.
Let me just go to my yogurt fridge and I'll grab what's there and I'll tell you about it.
You have a fridge specifically for yogurt?
Well, it's not like a full fridge. It's like a mini fridge, you know. I'm not a weirdo. Okay, so
Okay, wait, but it is a mini fridge exclusively for yogurt.
So we've got a little. This is just like a regular yogurt. It's just a vanilla yogurt. It's got added protein because as I said, I could beat everyone up. I'm getting yoked as heck. It's got added protein.
I've been into that
16 grams
stuff
of
lately.
protein. And then listen, okay, I've got a lot of Greek yogurt. The problem is, right?
From Greece?
And we all, yeah. Well, probably not. They're probably Australian. I'll be completely honest with you. They strain that liquid and weigh out, so then it's like a nice thickness.
Oh, I didn't
I
know
love that
that.
shit so much. Apparently, probiotics. On the website for this Greek Plus yogurt, it's called Greek Style Plus. So this I've got a Chobani Flip, which is a Greek yogurt that has little bits in it as well. We've got this little pouch, which is like just a strawberry with 15 grams of protein. Skyr is like an Icelandic yogurt that's like 4 times the amount of milk as regular yogurt, but like in the same like amount. And there's this brand here in Australia called Siggy's. And listen, they only do pouches now, and that makes me very upset. Film Yolk, I've got Film Yolk, which is like a Swedish drinkable yogurt. Kind of feels like you're drinking soda,
Like
and
Activia?
it's like you can taste the little things moving around on your throat. And my friend recently had a child, and you know, you can elaborate from there.
Okay.
It's breast milk yogurt.
I can't believe you would hit me with I don't know what they're asking this for. And then like,
Tom asked me to make up a bit and so that he could tell you, and then we pre-planned it.
oh my goodness.
I don't have a yogurt fridge, you freaks. You think I have a yogurt fridge? What is wrong with you? I've written this down. You can hear me reading these things.
The peanut butter pantry
no.
is real, though.
Did you actually believe I had breast milk? Did you actually believe I had breast milk yogurt?
I feel
honestly,
like I missed that.
If you heat up breast milk, all of the nutrients goes out. You think I'm an idiot? You think I'm going to eat yogurt that doesn't have any of the nutrients?
I heard it, but at this point, I'm like,
I've got too much energy compared to you all. The juices have left you. Your energy
juice
juices have left.
Hold on, the
my juice
bourbon
left,
is right
like,
here. Hold
pretty
on.
early on. I'm like in fight or flight mode. I'm like trying to figure out like,
Fight.
do I ask her
Fight.
about the breast milk?
Where does
Fight.
the bit begin and end?
Yeah,
We'll
well,
never
yeah.
know.
I feel like we've been subverted by our own petard. Like we're usually the ones that are like, hee 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 hee, you know, and like we're just getting fucked over right now.
Do you have more questions? Do you have more questions, Nadwa?
I have one more,
Go
but
on
I'm
then.
afraid to ask now. Should I ask it?
Probably. I don't know.
Okay. So we learn that nobodies gain their own hearts after some time. Does this mean that a nobody
hell
or
yeah,
former
baby.
nobody, I
Oh,
guess,
hell
as they are now
yeah.
fully human, can have their own nobody? Could we also mass produce people this way by having someone fall to darkness and having a princess of heart turn their heartless back into them like Kairi did in Kingdom Hearts 1, thus creating a nobody without losing their somebody? Oh, and related question. So random nobodies like we fight in game. So do they grow hearts or just the more human ones?
We can 100% do that. And listen, and it's been explored in one of the extended universe books. They explored this aspect of adding the nobodies that didn't lose their somebodies. And but like, why would you want to do that when you could just like, it's like the same process as just like making children. You could just like have sex and make children. So like, it's not that big of a deal. The way that you're talking about it is if like, oh, we can like create people endlessly. That we can already do that, Kenny.
It's true.
Like that's
It takes time though.
a huge part of our
Okay, wait.
society.
Just because you read it was possible on Archive of Our Own does not mean it was explored in the extended universe.
What, having children via sex? I'm pretty sure that's real.
No shot. No shot.
That was a great question. I really enjoyed that. Thank you.
Why don't you pick a game that came out at least more than 5 years ago and tell us all about it?
Okay, can I guess, Emily?
Yeah, go for it, obviously.
You're either gonna pick like tic-tac-toe or you're gonna pick a game that was not before 2020.
Why do you think so low of me? Have you all ever played a little game that I like to call Monopoly Deal?
Ooh, okay.
Have you ever played this game?
Have you played it?
Literally after hearing your pod, I went out and bought it yesterday, knowing that I was going to visit my mother last night, and then we played it probably for like an hour. We played endless, well, there was an end, obviously. We played it over and over again. It felt endless. Games of Monopoly Deal. This game sucks. I have no clue why you recommended it to so many people. It totally made me question the validity of this podcast. It's like, it's a mess. I've never heard somebody say so often, more money? No. The money is useless.
Right.
This
To a
game
point.
sucks.
In my defense, I have severely cooled on this game.
I can't believe it was ever hot to you.
Yeah, it was fun. We enjoyed it quite a bit. I mean, I
You played it
definitely.
for hours and you hate it?
Me, I played it for 1 hour and I hate it. Yeah.
Oh, 1 hour. Okay. Only 1 hour. That's fair. See, it's not until about the third hour that it really starts to hit.
Oh, is that true? Oh my! Oh, I'm so sorry. I've got to get back to it. I
Honestly-
don't know why I'm talking about it.
At this point, to me, it's almost like a bit to like see how many of our guests, because so far, I don't think we've had a single guest that has actually played it until now.
Well, listen, it was like at a grocery store for like $5 Australian. So I just grabbed it and just like, I'd pay $5 for an hour on anything.
Yeah.
But also, I've got an actual game I want to talk about.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of noughts and crosses?
Oh my god.
No, it's a game called Zor. Have you ever heard of Zor?
I've not heard of Zor.
Zors. How do you spell it?
ZAW.
Is this a D's Nuts joke?
No, it's not a These Nuts joke. Okay. It's not a joke. It's a real game. I've got it right here. Listen to it.
The Australian accent is really doing you a disservice.
All right,
Yeah, we're
mate,
having a
let's
hard
talk
time.
about
We have a
Zor
hard
here,
time
will we?
under.
No, let's talk about Zor. Okay, so this is a game that was made here in Australia. It was made in 2020, perfectly timed. Oh, you thought I would make it? Oh, Emily's going to pick a game that was in 2020 or before. Listen up, bucko. It's made in 2020. It's a Jigsaw-inspired strategic game for 2+ players. Yes, that's correct. It just says 2+.
Can you legitimately play it for any amount?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay.
It was designed here in Bega. Have you ever heard of Bega? They're famous for cheese.
I've never heard of it.
And now Zor. And it was sold in one store in Bega, which is just like a little games like store. And Bega is like a tiny country town. It's famous for cheese. Neon green translucent pieces that look like jigsaw puzzle pieces. Then you've got a grid, which is like 7x7. Picture the outside of the grid is kind of like when you're doing a jigsaw, you know, you go around and you do the edges first. That's done for you. So how the game works is essentially all that happens is, I'm telling you, this was sold to like nobody. I have the only copy in existence and it is crushed. This box is crushed to death.
The box has been crushed. It looks like it's sold in a cake box. What is this box?
Are you going to let me finish?
Yes. I'm sorry. Continue.
So essentially what happens is you have 4, and I love the description of in these rules, right? 4 of these little translucent acrylic laser cut pieces of jigsaw pieces, and you pull them from the source. It's called. You pull them from the source, and you add them to your hoard. It's just like you just have jigsaw. This is clearly somebody who's like really into board games, has tried to like make their own little board game, and they're just like using like the old language of like adding it to your hoard when it's just pieces of jigsaw. I love that.
Yeah. It makes me think of like Netrunner. Like you have to draw from your stack to your grip. It's like the same idea.
But like this has absolutely zero theming. It's just a jigsaw. Right.
It's like an abstract. Yeah. Looks incredible.
All that's happening is you're just grabbing one of your pieces from your hoard and you're putting it on the board, from the hoard to the board, and you get a point depending on how many edges are touching another jigsaw. So like if it connects to another jigsaw piece, then you get a point. That's the game. Isn't that ideally like so beautifully? That's like classic game right there. I don't know how this didn't take off.
For sure.
It's elegant. It's beautiful. Annoyingly, there are only 43 tiles when it's a 49 grid. So you can't complete, like, there's no satisfaction of, like, actually being able to complete the jigsaw, which is very frustrating.
Well, plus I assume you would get into a lot of scenarios where it just doesn't fit anywhere, right?
Well, yeah, and then you just skip your turn. It's gorgeous. They come across an issue like that, and they come up with a little simple, elegant solution. Skip the turn. Kenny.
Yes. I love
Kenny,
me some
actually, I like the fact that it doesn't give you the satisfaction of filling the whole thing in.
Why do you like that? I hate that.
From the perspective of selling many copies of this game, now I can sell a second copy to you just so you can have enough pieces to fill in the board. Or would it not fill it in?
Well, it would 100% fill it in. It's 43 compared to 49 squares. But the reason apparently is that all 43, there are only 43 iterations that it could have. And so you have every iteration of like the tiles. So that's like how it came across. Anyway, the reason I'm talking about this game, I got given this game by a friend. They like worked with the guy who made it, and then they knew I liked board games, so they got it for me in 2020. This is like peak where we're locked inside, where like, you know, we got nothing to do. I got given this as a joke. I wrote a little review for it because it was for his friend. This is the first game I ever reviewed. I did it as a little joke for my friend, and I wrote a little review, and I sent it on the way to the creator. He absolutely adored it. He gave me such praise, and that's what made me want to do this. Emily's just bringing in some random trash. No, it's lore dropping, baby.
Wow.
You heard it here first. This is breaking origin story.
Tom, do you want to lead us into the topic?
Yeah, you know what? I think it's time to fucking stop yapping about whatever the hell we've been yapping about and get into the real meat and potatoes of the episode, the part of the podcast
Back to the yogurt.
the part of the podcast that people actually care to listen to, and because all the rest of the stuff they'll just skip it. They just get right into this part, and that's the main topic of this week. This week's topic is poking the bear. This one comes to us from Patreon subscriber Ian. Thanks, Ian.
Thank you, Ian.
Yeah, so what do we mean by poking the bear? I think this can be interpreted in a number of ways. I kind of wanted to leave it open, right? The things I was thinking was like things where some folks are cool with it, but others are not. And when is it considered fine versus when isn't? But I'm curious if the two of you had the same interpretation about this topic.
I'm trying to like formulate a joke, something about someone in a bear costume, and you have a stick.
Do it. I love this. I love this joke. You can do it. I believe in you. Formulate it.
When you're
No pressure.
now.
game alert, when you're playing Winnie the Pooh, serious detective, and you poke someone whose turn it is with a literal stick.
Yeah.
That's poking the bear.
That's good.
That's
New-
good
new
stuff.
game
I
alert.
really like it. You're asking me what I think poking the bear is?
What do you consider to be within the realm of this conversation? Like, are there things, there's things that are like considered straight up rude, and then there's things that are like not even issues. Like, where are those lines? How do we define this?
That's a really good question. Tom?
I don't know what it's like in the down under, but up here, bears are a serious business.
He's
If
doing
you
it
come
again.
across-
He's got a whole bit coming on. He's got a whole bit that he likes doing. I like this. You come
Let's
across
think about
them?
bears now. If you come across one in the woods, I've heard you're supposed to act as if you are dead if they appear to be threatening you.
It depends what bear.
Because you will lose the brawl.
Are you meant to get big? Is that a thing that you're meant to do?
I don't think you get big on bears. I think you do that with like large cats. Have you guys ever seen the video where like a cougar is like stalking a guy and he's like trying to freak it out and like get it to go away? And it's like a 15-minute video of a guy walking backwards down a gravel trail and the cougar keeps like starting to lunge, but then he like scares it.
They say act aggressively towards black bears. Do not act aggressively towards grizzlies.
Okay.
So black bear, scare them. Brown bear, act dead. Although honestly, brown bear, you're kind of dead no matter what you do, right?
I don't know. I don't know enough about them. The closest we have here is a koala, which isn't even really a bear. You just call it a bear. And the only thing scary about them is the chlamydia.
It drives me nuts in Ark Nova that they made the koala a bear and then they even acknowledge it in the rules, but they're like, yeah, we did it anyway. And I'm just like,
Yeah, they're
you
dumb.
have 400 cards in this game. Did you really need to?
It's a failure of a game just based on that, I think. What did you just send through on this Discord?
Have you ever seen the Gougar meme?
I've never seen the Gougar meme. Oh, so that's the cougar, but now it's been put into a Weezer situation.
Yes.
I'm just
Because of
explaining it
its-
for the people at home.
This is great for an
Yeah.
audio format, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
I
describe
really
the
like
meme.
that.
And Tom will narrate a 15-minute YouTube poop after this.
Hell
That's gonna
yeah.
be the bonus content for this month is me like a cappella recreating a YouTube poop and then proceeding to like explain, what it meant, like what were all the source material.
I really like that.
Thank you, Emily.
I feel like this relates to board gaming as well. When I'm playing against some people, I play dead, and when I'm playing against other people, I get big. I'm bringing it back, okay? And
That's
listen,
pretty
I'm
good.
going
yeah.
to.
I like that.
Here's my stuff with the gray area stuff. I don't really know where we're going with the poking the bear situation. I'm going to go off that because you told me that this was like gray area behavior, which makes more sense to me. Poking the bear kind of sounds more malicious, whereas I think gray area behavior is kind of like the person might not even know that they're doing it, sort of deal. I don't know. Like, there's some like intentionality behind a poking the bear. Whereas I think a lot of gray area behavior, it's just kind of like people who think that they're playing a game as games should be played. Like, I don't know. In my head, it's like they're a little too competitive, and they'll like say things that are a little rub the people the wrong way, but they don't even think that it's an issue. For everyone else, it's kind of an issue. Does this ring true?
I mean, honestly, that's probably a more interesting conversation to have. I like this. Let's go in this territory, because I was thinking about it more on the proactive way.
Do you think there are people who do that? I haven't really come across people who like actively are like trying to make me feel terrible about myself while I'm playing a game with them. Not
necessarily feel terrible, but to them, they feel like it's an okay behavior. Like, to go back to the competitiveness thing, like, if they're being overly competitive, to them, it's like, oh, well, that's what you try to do. You try to win.
No,
but
100%,
in the process, they can make people feel miserable, so. Yeah. Or sometimes not even necessarily miserable, but just people are like, oh, should you really be doing this kind of thing?
Well, hold on. So are we talking about like the gray area being the social contract type stuff? Or because I'm almost thinking about like, Magic has had this a lot, where people have
Magic has this so much. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, where people are like trying to gain like an extremely minor edge, but it ends up playing out in a big way because what they were doing was creating some sort of provocation or exploiting, a relative loophole. I think the most famous example is like when they printed From the Vault Dryad Arbor, it looked like a basic land, but it was a creature, so it acted as both. And there was like a guy who had it on his battlefield, but it just blended in with the lands, like, because visually it just looked like another one, right? And his opponent attacks kind of all out, and that all out attack cost him the game because he thought, oh, okay, this wins if I commit, but the Dryad Arbor changed the math like completely on him, and it literally threw the whole game. You didn't have to put the version of Dryad Arbor that looked like a land, and he didn't have to put it on the battlefield where his other lands were. And it wasn't very clear if it was like intentional or not that like he's going to exploit that edge, but an edge was gained, right? And that like that's a gray area, right? Where it's like, is that sportsmanlike conduct?
I see.
For the people listening at home, like if you've ever seen a Magic card, it 100% looks like a land. It has no text in its text box because it's a 1/1 creature that is also a land. And like that's it. And it has the green like mana symbol, the same way that basic lands do.
I feel like the one I have has text. Did they reprint it with text now?
Oh, they might have, yeah.
Yes, I believe this particular printing of Dryad Arbor is now banned. Because of this scenario. So Wizards of the Coast felt this was a little too far.
No, I do get it, yeah.
I think you can say that like at the time this was fair because it's a competitive setting, but I think it's also right of Wizards of the Coast to avoid it being a situation in the future. I think a lot of things that normally wouldn't be okay are okay in a competitive setting. It's never appropriate to just be mean or rude, but like if the rules don't say that you have to keep your Dryad Arbor separate from the other lands, like I don't think it's the way I would play, but I'm also not like that was wrong of them. However, if you're playing table Magic, like totally that's an asshole move in my opinion, but
well, counterpoint, all of the rest of the guys' basics were full art from like Unhinged or something or whatever, one of those unsets. So I almost wonder if like he wasn't trying to make it blend in necessarily. Like I think, or at least he set himself up in a way that it was like the best possible argument against it being completely intentional to throw off an opponent. And also like such a specific scenario would have had to arise like this to really even be gaining an edge, to plan ahead of time, to gain an edge from something like an all-out attack where one blocker makes a difference. You know what I mean?
I don't know if this is coming across as me as a person, but I very, very rarely am like super serious about a lot of things. Now listen, I know that I've been pretty good and serious about this entire podcast and everybody loves it. But when I'm playing a game, I will dip my little toe into the gray area behavior, like as like a joke sort of thing. Like the things that I do, you know, when people like will get cocky or whatever, and you want nothing more than to see that person like fail in their cockiness. Yeah. Do you get this way, or am I just a terrible person?
Yeah, there's a certain level of Schadenfreude. Yeah.
So to me, that's like what I'm getting at is like the gray area behavior is just like something that is making like the vibes trash, you know?
I see what you're saying. You're doing kayfabe.
I'm doing what?
Kayfabe. Have you ever heard this term?
No.
You know, WrestleMania or like any of those kind of shows, like the fake wrestling shows.
American right now.
The extremely real wrestling shows.
I'm doing a heel turn.
Yeah. That's kayfabe.
I'm familiar with this one phrase.
Like kayfabe is the performance of it all, like the persona that you heighten. You're not just like the villain at the table. You're like the mega mind of the table. Like it, you know, the separation between a villain and a supervillain.
Yeah. And in those moments where I'm like elevating the villainy, I want nothing more than for like my dice roll to go terribly. I want nothing more than to have like a complete and utter failure to where everybody at the table's like, that's the best thing. I can't. I love that so much. Like if I am winning, I almost want there to be like this beautiful downfall. I guess I care way too much more about like there being good vibes than anything else. And so the gray area behavior is really like in my head, I'm like that sucks. When people are doing it like sincerely, it makes me so upset because I love good vibes.
You mean when someone is being like cocky and they just genuinely are a narcissist?
Just who they are.
Or something.
Yeah.
And they were like, I just always win at this. I don't know. You know, like then it's bad.
I think it depends on and maybe that's what we're getting to. Like if somebody is trolling me in a game, like they're intentionally doing things to get on my nerves, it really depends on from what context, right? If they're doing it to be obnoxious for their pleasure, it's one thing. But if it's like because of a mutual joke that we have, or even just we know each other well enough and we have this relationship where we tease each other, it just comes off completely differently, right? It's like playing a game with people you don't know at a game night versus playing games with your friends. Certain behaviors are going to be acceptable in one and not acceptable in the other, which is to say no behavior is acceptable ever when you play with friends.
Whoever wins...
That sounds really fun.
Yeah, whoever wins actually gets to... I don't know.
Let's let him cook.
They get to.
It's so funny now.
They get. I can't think. I'm like no. This joke. I feel like this just goes in a weird place too fast. But I was going to say they just.
Are you gonna bring back the bear stuff?
Yeah.
Are you gonna say they dress up as a bear and you poke them with a stick?
What happens? Yeah, the person who wins the game for the night, they actually put everyone else in bear suits and then start.
Oh my god!
Slapping us around with a stick. That's what game nights are really all about.
Bear in mind, Emily, this is every weeknight with Tom.
Every weeknight you do this?
Sick and tired of wearing the bear suit.
Holy! Well, you've got to win more. You've got to win more if you don't want to wear the bear suit.
Based, right? And then I forget I got to wear it at the end.
And he's already wearing the first player sweater.
Okay, on the point of trolling, is trolling ever okay? I would say yes.
Oh, go on. I want to hear this, actually.
When somebody messes up again and you're like, go on, you'll definitely get it this time. I consider that trolling, especially with like die rolls and things like that. If it's something where it's not like questioning their psyche,
that's just playful. That just sounds playful to me.
Yes.
So what's trolling to you by comparison?
No, I like a little playful trolling. I understand that 100%.
Right.
If it's like antagonizing, like they are doing moves that aren't for their benefit, but they're doing it just to like ruin your time, that's the kind of trolling I do not appreciate that so much.
Oh, you don't like that?
Yeah, I don't want people to be like going out of their way just to make me feel bad about things when they could have a better move, but they're doing the worst thing just to make me feel bad.
So where it crosses the line for you is when like the integrity of the game itself is actually being undermined.
No, where it crosses the line for me is where the integrity of our friendship and our relationship is being destroyed.
But couldn't you argue that
when I was playing games with Katie, we're going into why I don't talk to Katie anymore. Nah. When I played Two Rooms and a Boom with Katie, and she said to me that she wasn't the president, and I believed her. And then at the end of the game, I found out she was the president.
So you joke, but there was legitimately a very uncomfortable situation that we had with Blood on the Clock Tower one time, Emily. One of the players, she got legitimately upset because somebody had lied to her face about their role. I would say that's a generally accepted behavior, but I guess this broke a certain barrier where when we asked her about it afterwards, she was like, I'm totally okay if you say you're not something, but if I ask you, but for real, are you really not that thing? Then at that point, you should have either not said anything or said what you were.
Right.
That's really tough to navigate because everybody has a different threshold for those things. Like, I think as gamers, we're kind of conditioned that like social deduction, you lie as much as you need, right? As long as you're not breaking the rules of the game.
Yeah.
But like for her, that was a barrier that we had passed because she didn't have that same heuristic.
That is really interesting. And it's probably, look, I don't want to come across as a jerk or anything, but those games are just probably not something that she should like participate in because that's like the entire point of it. And if like there's nothing wrong with not being able to handle some things in this world, but like understanding what you're capable of and what like you're okay with is like a big thing of navigating it because it's like there's no bad ill intent behind lying to someone. It's just playing the game. Obviously, some people have different life experiences where it's like that makes me feel bad.
Yeah, maybe it was on us to a certain extent of not having set that precedent with players that are newer to games, but like almost making an assumption.
Are you saying that we should adopt like the idea of you don't continue lying if they ask you sincerely?
I'm saying before we started the game, when the DM was teaching the game, there should have been a moment where we're like, and we know there's some folks that are new to this, just so you know, people will lie to you. And, you know, that is part of the game. The game is about lying.
Sure.
If we had set that expectation to a certain extent, maybe they would have been primed a little bit more because they knew there was lying, but they didn't realize to what point it was integral to the game. Like the thing is, like if somebody doesn't answer you at that point, you know that they are trying not to tell you something.
Now you're calling sus. You're like gonna have a meeting on the bridge.
It's like the game literally falls apart if you don't respect that parameter of it. So.
No, I completely get that. I also think that that's something that you can like keep in mind going forward and shouldn't feel bad about like not knowing in that moment. I wouldn't have thought of it, to be like perfectly honest with you. I wouldn't think to give that that preamble, although it's clearly needed for some people. I'll think about it now for sure in the future.
We're so used to games that our brains have become like scuffed to a certain extent when we play with new players. I had a wild moment recently where I was playing games with coworkers and they asked me if they could look at their cards. And I was just like, you know, I
wait, what?
They said, can like I look at my cards?
Hands of cards. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. So this literally happened last night when I was playing Monopoly Deal with my mom, and my mom does play games, right? But but like that kind of comes back around. So maybe like they don't play games, so they have to ask that because they're not entirely sure. But I think people who like are familiar with games, there are some games where like you can't really look at your cards. So it's like, is it one of those games? It's almost like if you're half familiar with games, then you would just think I can look at these cards. But then like if you're really familiar, it's like, I just want to get this correct.
Yeah, we also have a friend in our group that as a bit always asks us if they can rearrange their cards in their hands because we didn't say that the first time.
Is that Scout?
Yeah, we didn't say that the first time we taught them Scout, and we didn't say that the first time we taught them Bonanza. And so just to like give us shit about it, every time they're like, can I adjust my cards in this game?
I think that's totally fair.
It does really like end up in a bit of a horseshoe where like the extreme gamers know like never trust anything, you know?
When they've set up the game, you've got things in front of you and you think like, I know what to do with these things. And so like you start messing around with them. But then some, like I've done that and then people are like, no, you can't do that yet. And I'm like, oh, okay. So then So then you want to like hold back.
Yeah, exactly. Especially after you play something by Carl Chuddick, you'll be like, I don't even know what games are anymore.
What are games? to the point of knowledge, because this is another one that I had in mind. I'm curious what the two of you think about this. Providing additional information if you've played the game before. In some cases, this can be helpful if you're helping the teacher. But other times it's super annoying. Is this just a case of like ask the teacher what they prefer, or does it depends on how? Because sometimes the teacher sucks at teaching.
Right.
You know, even if they said no thanks.
Like adding on kind of explanation of the rules, or like adding on strategy tips?
Both, right? But I was thinking more rules. Is that an acceptable behavior? Sometimes, always, never?
For the sake of content, I try to avoid nuance. So I'm going to say it's always acceptable.
Always acceptable. Holy. I have gotten, and I'm pretty terrible at going through rules, to be perfectly honest, unless it's like really simple. But I have like been explaining a game, and I think like I'm doing fine. People are understanding this, and then someone will like do that to me, and it can feel a little like you're not doing good enough, and that's kind of sucky. That's a kind of like sucky vibe, but
see, that's just an ego problem.
I think
that's like a literal skill issue.
Of me?
Yeah. I'm kidding.
No, you're right. Never mind.
I know you're doing a bit, Tom, but it's like the opposite. It's like the person coming in. It's like, I think I could do this better than you.
Yeah, because like nobody's having any issues. I think the thing is that every single one of these answers is just, it depends on your like the vibe of the room and also your connections with the people around you. That's like answer to everything.
There's like a bullet point list. Kenny's gonna be like, what do you think of this? Just like, well, it just kind of depends on the room that you're in and the people
I think it
you're
just
with,
depends on
and the game that you're playing.
Yeah.
Are there any that are just never acceptable? Cheating is never.
Well, yeah, I don't think cheating, unless you're playing like, there's some games that have like cheating as part of it, right? But then it's not technically cheating. So then it's like, what the hell is this?
It's like that paradox. This statement is not true. What's the truth?
Yeah.
Game said I can cheat, but like, how do I
one.
cheat if I can cheat? You know?
It'd be like dressing up as like, putting on the bear costume, but then like avoiding the stick. It's not okay. That's part of the rules. Yeah. You're going to get hit by that stick.
The stick is going to poke you. Okay.
Cheating is a definite no. That's sucky. Unless it's for content, then that's a bit of fun.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Unless I did think of one example.
Okay. Go on.
But I won't.
Of cheating being okay?
I want to hear what you all think. I don't subscribe to this, but I'm trying to play devil's advocate here.
I like this.
Nice cheating, where somebody is so behind that you like are like, oh yeah, you could definitely do that. There was a particular instance of us playing Azul with somebody that wasn't an Azul player. I was strictly opposed to us doing this, but another player was like, why don't we just let them put the tiles in multiple rows? Because they're about to take 7 blue tiles. And they're going to get a bunch of negative points. And I was like, no, we're playing by these rules. These are the rules of the game, Was I wrong in that situation? Would it have been better of an experience? That person was so behind, like, it's not like they would have won because they all of a sudden had this superpower. Trying to question myself in this scenario.
I see, where we can, like, kind of allow for cheating because someone clearly needs a handicap.
Yeah. And it's like mid-game.
It's a little like Robin Hood type situation. Right. Is it okay for Robin Hood to be stealing if he's giving it to the poor?
Yeah.
I think I get you here, Kenny. I think I'm subscribing.
But it's a slippery slope, though, because like, what if you let them do it that time, and then now,
they think that's
what's
the
difference between agreeing as a group to let someone cheat and someone just doing the cheating because they need to catch up or they feel so bad about being behind? Like, I could just cheat and it would alleviate the symptoms that I'm having emotionally of feeling really bad about how badly I'm doing at Azul.
I think you're right on that one, Tom. I think I'm subscribing.
So we're getting to a point where it's like, yeah, actually cheating is kind of good. I think it's good for the spirit.
Cheating is kind of sick. I think, like, not even in the good, like, just the good way. I think cheating's just kind of sick all around now. Rules are boring.
I mean, I definitely allow for this kind of thing when it's like literally a child. I feel like adults generally should be able to accept the L.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
But maybe I'm wrong.
I just want to talk about this for a quick
Okay.
second. I went to like a board game convention here in Australia. It's called PlayCon, and I did a little panel there. Are you familiar with the ladies from Thinkathema?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I did a panel with them, and I just want to say that they did like all of the effort, and then I came in and I was just like a wreck like I am with this, and I completely ruined it. I apologize, and I think that it was very upsetting that everybody came up afterwards saying how funny it was and giving me all the praise when they put in all the effort, and I felt really bad about that for like months.
Hey, at least you're on brand.
What, that I ruined things? Wow, thanks, Tom. We had like a little element of it where we were talking about something similar to that. And somebody in the audience asked me a question where they were saying, have you noticed that children have gotten so much nicer to each other when playing games these days? Like I see children playing games and they're just like so giving to each other, and they'll like be explaining the rules and be like, no, you don't do that. Like do it this way. And they're just like so sweet to each other. And never in my life have I ever seen an example of that. I don't know if this is just like an indictment of my family, but like my nieces and nephew, they will do anything to like change the rules on the fly just to like give them an advantage. Like I have no clue who this person's seeing little saints out there.
I think it depends on the age a little bit. My 4-year-old will definitely just be like, no, the rules are this now, like, you know, in order to win.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what they do. They lie to you.
They gaslight you right in front of your face.
They gaslight you. If you're under the age of 5, that means you win. I'm like, what the hell?
I'm just like, what? Since when? Yeah.
Talk about kind of a loaded question.
They must be
too.
right. I'm going to believe this kid, but...
I guess I don't know what children used to be like. Maybe they were like hurting each other while they were playing or something.
Were you never a child?
No, I'm just saying, like, as a child, you don't remember things in that lens. It'd be hard for me to compare the experience of children nowadays to how they were in the past, kind of thing. It also depends on how they were raised and just what kind of person they are. I don't know. I just feel like it's a pretty big generalization to say that they...
That's what I'm saying. I'm showing way too much about my family.
Well,
because apparently there are children growing up in lovely little households where they're helping each other.
no, I mean, like, I was like bonking my brothers on the head with a shovel, like, you know, like, I don't know.
You gotta be like, I had my teeth in a sibling at least twice a day.
My brother and I got along really well. Sorry.
No, I actually got along well with my family as well. I'm just playing along.
I had a good childhood. I don't want to brag or anything, but
Are you competitive?
Tom's competitive. I'm not.
You're competitive, Tom?
I'm a bit of a try-hard, admittedly. Sweaty.
Oof. And do you try and like hide it, or are you like full out? I don't care what people are thinking. I'm just gonna go for it.
The nice thing is that I think for the majority of games, I'm not typically actually all that great at them. I'm mid on average, I think. So
Right.
I'm like the meme with the mask of like the smug guy where he's just like, yeah, whatever. It doesn't bother me that I came in 3rd or 2nd. And then like behind the mask, it's like the rage crying, like, what did I do wrong?
This
like,
is the description of shit posting that we said that you were going to do later.
Yeah, it's happening.
yeah, there you go.
Reality.
Live action, me describing a meme in audio form. So
I'll give Tom credit. I think that he is extremely competitive, but it doesn't manifest itself in like toxic behavior. It usually manifests itself in him thinking about his turns for way too long. But it's not like he's
I
being
see.
mean to anyone.
I'm trying to get better. I'm learning how to like turn the brain off when I take my turn recently. I feel like I've been doing a good job generally.
I'm proud of you.
What about you, Emily?
I'm not competitive in the slightest, like literally not in the slightest. And I think it's probably an issue because, well, like, I guess it kind of...
Oh, I just like that it's an issue for me that I'm too competitive, but it is apparently also an issue that you're not competitive at all. But I want to hear why.
I think that I think it can be a problem for some people. Like, just I have a lot of friends who are very competitive, and I think that it cannot mesh well if I'm in a group of competitive people and I'm the only one who isn't competitive. I think that can like rub them the wrong way. Not like in any way other than they want me to be like performing at my best. And I think that they think if I'm not giving those like attitudes of like I'm overly thinking every move, whatever, that they aren't besting me. They're like they're getting Emily at her like mid and yeah, you know what I mean?
I do think there are some games that sort of foster that problem, because if someone isn't trying their most to win, it will disable like the balance of the game.
This is what I'm saying, because these are like my friends who play Splotter. Like we'll play Splotter together.
Splotter is the perfect example. Yeah.
They'll take like literally like 20 minutes per turn, and then I'll just like chuck things out, and that will like frustrate them.
I was on their side almost until you said 20 minutes a turn, and even I'm just like, well, no.
And that's not even a joke.
I believe
that is
you.
not even a joke, especially one of them.
I pulled out the stopwatch.
I'm totally with you, Emily. It's like, put something out there, just see what happens, you know?
Or while they've taken so long to do their turn, I've already thought of mine, so I'm just putting it out. So like this is another aspect of it. I don't really even think, if you were to watch me, sometimes you may think, well, she is competitive. And I think that that's more manifesting itself in that I like want to do well. And so I will like think of a move that does well and I'll be like, oh, that's cool. And I'll do that move. But I'm thinking of it as like, that's a good move and I'm glad that I came up with it. But I think like some people, and maybe it's more along the lines of like what you were saying about somebody who doesn't like being lied to in a game about lying, to where they'll take it like personally of like, you made that move because like to best me. Whereas in my head, it's just, I made that move because it was like the best move for this game. So like, I'm not really competitive in so much against people, but I'm kind of competitive in the way of like, I want to do well in a game that I'm playing.
Yeah, I've gotten into similar situations where somebody is like, why would you do that? I don't know, because it was cool. And they're like, but clearly that puts me at a disadvantage, but not this other person. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't think of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like, well, it's one thing if it's just pure chaos, but it's another if you have a deliberate intent behind it and it just happened to have affected one person and not the other.
It's almost like it depends on the group that you're playing with and the connections you have with. Oh no, we're getting to the same conclusion every time.
It's all about the nuance, contextual every time.
Do you have another one? I have one more.
King making.
Well, first of all, before we talk about king making, we need to define what that is, because like everybody has like a different definition of king making. For me, king making is when you could make a move that benefits you, but you choose to make a move that hurts someone else. So I'm not including situations where you happen to do something to better your score, but in the process, it made a person that wasn't winning win.
There's like incidental king making, which is just like we've arrived at a circumstance where I'm eliminated from the game. Logically, there's just no chance of coming back. Now, whatever move I do is going to create an edge for one of the two players or more who are left in the game. In that sense, it can't be helped. But there are other circumstances that can arise in some games we've played where someone goes like, okay, I can't win, but I could screw Tom right here, right now.
Yeah.
Phrasing. And
it's my mom playing.
Yeah. Yeah. They just go with that because it'd be so funny, they think. Because I'm being such a dick or something, or it's just some other arbitrary, or like in Bonanza, someone else was winning and now it's like their turn to exact revenge or whatever. And like, I've definitely come to a point more recently where I'm like, that's just good now. Like, that's how you know you're having a good game night in a way. But I don't think I always had that take.
So, what you think it's a good game night when there is king making?
In a sense, if there's like a reason for someone to sabotage you at the 11th hour in some game for no other reason than the fact that they can, and it's because of revenge from whatever you played before.
Yeah,
then it's I feel like I'm kind of about that more than I used to be. But back in the day, especially, I was like, fuck king making. No good game has king making capable.
So you're kind of on the same like wavelength as what I was saying earlier. You kind of want that dramatic like vibe to the night. It just makes everything more fun. Like I want to fail if I'm at the top. It's just like you've got to add a little drama.
Yeah, these days I'm more about it, but I definitely did not used to be.
It's weird because I'm with you when it comes to Bonanza, but I'm not with you for like Agricola. Like if somebody was like, you took that wood 12 turns ago, I'm gonna make sure you lose now. I'm like, we're not even fighting. What are you talking about? Maybe it's a negotiation. Maybe it's like whether or not it's part of the game or not.
Is the attacking each other like verbally or sort of trying to provoke each other? Sometimes it's not implicitly part of the game. So like Agricola is a good example. It's just like, can I dog someone in Agricola just to sort of create more tension than Agricola is really calling for? You know what I'm saying?
No, but I like what you're saying, and I think I think I could understand it if I gave it some more thought.
I'm not really sure I understand either, Tom. I'm sorry.
Well, okay. So let me back up a little bit. If someone like sort of goes like, Kenny, I'm gonna fuck you. I'm gonna take this wood. Kenny, I'm gonna fuck you unless you give me what I want on your turn. And it's like, that's not explicitly a part of Agricola. And it's like, there's games where there's opportunity to screw people. And so, but like negotiation does not seem as if it was baked into the intent of the design.
Right.
Uwe Rosenberg, I think, is a good example because it's a lot of worker placement. Worker placement has competition for scarce resources all the time, but it's like how much of the table talk is going to inform your gameplay decisions.
Or does this distinction even matter? I don't know. Yeah. First of all, I understand what you're saying now, Tom. Thank you for elaborating. But
I appreciate it too.
I definitely see what you're saying. Like an Uwe game, there's no rule that says you're not allowed to table talk, but it's like it feels weird to me. Maybe that's a me problem, but I would feel like it's out of place to be like, oh, if you don't go to that spot, I'll make sure I don't go to this spot, or like you'll rue the day that you took the wood when I wanted it. Whereas if we're playing like a strict negotiation game or like Bonanza or something, that's like it's an assumed part of the game to a certain extent. I don't even know that you can call it king making in Bonanza if somebody agreed to trade with you favorably earlier and then you decide that they're going to be the person that gets something at the end if you have to choose between two people.
My opinion on king making is like, I can completely see everything that you're saying. Every little bit that you're saying is beautiful, and I think you're both beautiful. Aww. And I really appreciate you having me on. Thank you so much for your time. But if I were to choose out of the two of you right now who I wanted to be king, I would choose. No, I'm not going to do that. But
it's okay. You can just send me a message afterwards, Emily.
But like, how bad of a vibe would that be? When that like, so there is like an aspect to it to where it's like that could like be a little bit mean and hurtful if you were to like actually do that and for it to like have meaning behind it. But like if it is just like you're really going along with like the narrative of the night, the narrative of how the game went or whatever, and it's like it's not got anything behind it or whatever, then that can be pretty fun. Like if like love an underdog. Don't we love an underdog? Yeah. So it's like kind of like if I am out of the running, I kind of want to like help the person who's like they have a chance of winning. There's one person who's like winning, but like there's somebody who has like a chance, and I'm like I will do my everything is for this person now. I think that's fun.
So I don't think I do the same thing. I can see what you're saying, but I think I like an underdog when I don't have agency. Like I'll root for someone if I'm not in the game, but if I have agency, I'll try to abstract it from my decision as much as possible.
I see.
Yeah, Kenny's all about making objective decisions in game.
Well, it's like, who am I to decide?
You say that with such disdain.
Who am I to decide between the two people that are in the running who wins? You know, if we're talking underdog, I want to be the underdog, you know, but I have no chance of winning, so.
You're out of it. You've got nothing. You've got no chance. What do you do?
Is it really an underdog if they're in second place?
Support the usurper.
Like, say we're playing Oath, right? And it's like literally you just get to decide who wins at the end. Like that is like a huge part of the game. Are you going to, like, what is your decision based on?
Well, Oath is a negotiation game. So I'd say whoever negotiated with me more favorably that game. But if it's even, I would say whatever move makes me get more points. And if that's
wow. Okay. So you're going to lose, but like, you want more
exactly. I would do this if there was no question of who it would help kind of thing.
You're still scoring your PB, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm really excited to attend one of your game nights because I look so good in a bear costume. And that sounds amazing to me. Are we talking like Winnie the Pooh type situation?
I think as long as it's bear shaped, you know? It could be a koala.
I get a little self-conscious.
I'm very tall.
I get self-conscious when somebody wears the same bear costume as me, so we'll coordinate.
I get self-conscious when I'm Winnie the Poohing it and only have a top on. So that's why I'm concerned.
We have a strict no poo dress code.
No poo, thanks.
All right,
no poo. Well, I think we learned something this week. I think that's going to do it for this week's episode. Thank you so much, Emily, for being on our show, and thank you out there to all our listeners for listening to this, especially the people in our Patreon that listen to the unedited episodes. You're extremely special to us.
They aren't. They're not going to do it.
And thank you to Bonehouse for letting us use your song Rot as our opening theme.
Emily, your plug moment. You want to remind folks?
Can you sound a little more like excited about it? Yeah, Emily, it's your plug moment.
You want to just say some stuff?
You're gonna talk for a bit now.
Emily, do you have anything that you would like to talk about real quick?
Yeah, definitely. Please follow my content on patreon.com/shelfstablecast, where you can find unedited podcasts. Do you offer anything else? Look, at the end of this, I want to see that membership grow. Oh. If there's anybody listening to this, still, that's crazy. But clearly you like this podcast. Even as much as I tried to derail it, you like this podcast. And so if you go throw them some cash, throw them a few dollars, and then you get so much great content. They've got a banner where their faces are there. I'm looking at it now. I know what they look like now. You can do the same.
Yeah, we got some good stuff on there.
And if you do that and you subscribe and then you like send a photo that you did that, I'll give you a personalized video where I am dancing. And that's the truth.
When you're dancing, you'll TikTok dance for people that prove they subscribe to our TikTok Patreon.
Dance to anything you there say. If you give me a song and I'll dance to it.
Extra bonuses if you subscribe now.
I'm gonna subscribe to our own Patreon just to get the TikTok.
Thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it. I'm so sorry for what I've done.
You don't need to apologize.
No, you've been great.
If you're loving the cast, share with a friend, or on Reddit, or on BGG. You can also reach out to us directly at shelfstablecast@gmail.com. All this and more available in the show notes. We'll try to put those memes in there too, so people have context.
I love the idea that the Gougar Weezer album is gonna go out on our Blue Sky.
They need to know the Gougar Weezer now.
They need to know.
Emily, we like to have the guest pick the next topic.
I think I'm gonna go with Kiki Boba, and it better be 100 games, and they better be listed.
100 games.
Well, that's what Tom said.
Oh my God!
We're cut out
for
my
us.
side.
I think Tom is the Kiki and Kenny's the Boba.
What?
I would
totally
agree.
Kiki.
What do you mean you're
I'm
Kiki?
Kiki on a
you
good
wish
night.
you were Kiki.
Why do you think you're Kiki in this?
I just don't really have Boba-like qualities. I don't know what to tell you.
Me neither. The hormones are not helping with that.
No. Next week, Kiki or Boba?
Emily, it has been a pleasure. Thank you for doing this.
It's been great being on. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Love you.